My next performer, I'm pretty excited. He's from Canada, so I already love him. If you've seen any movie ever made, you will see him in some way. If you love Mean Girls, you'll know him as the coach. If you hear any commercial, you'll hear his voice. He was nominated for an Emmy this year for his work on Peg and Cat. And so please welcome to the stage, Mr. Dwayne Hill.
It's very crazy back there. Do you ever think something is a glory hole? I wish I knew Sri Lankan for I'm sorry! It's a kitchen. Thank you, Jillian, for that incredible introduction. I wanted to meet me. He ejaculates gold. It's painful, but he loves it. I actually had my first threesome. Thank you. Thank you. It wasn't that much fun, though. She kept rubbing the penises together. And when I'm the best one in a threesome, you know it's going to be shit sex. Worst babysitter ever. Sorry to the 5 people watching at home. 3 of whom are very schizophrenic, so it's more like 8. They're laughing. I just moved. Anybody ever move in the history of their life? Yeah, see, we can all relate. It's all the relatable things. But now, have you moved in other cities than New York? Yeah, you see, so I'm from Toronto, very polite, you know, the prisoner's iron. Just do a mental image of a prisoner ironing. You just don't see that on Oz. But looking for so you give in Toronto you give 60 days notice, as is the rules, and about 30 days before you move, you start looking for an apartment. That is not true in New York. You realize this, right? Like you contact a real estate agent, you're like, wait till 8 days before the first of the month. And then you go like, it's like the fall of Saigon. We got an apartment. Everybody get your shit together fast. What about the paperwork? Fuck the paperwork. Get to the chopper. It's insane. And this city's got so many rentals. Like, can you make it 30 days? It feels like a room we could do. Anywhere else you could do that. No, you just gotta run. And then of course you get an apartment. You don't even ask questions, right? You're like, honey, what's that in the basement? I Googled it. It's a king rat. There's a checklist that the New York State gives you, but it says king rat, but you don't ask and they won't have to tell you. Don't make eye contact with those milky eyes and just don't touch the eggs. Also, great dating advice. I don't even know what that means. What are you dating, a marsupial zombie? Boy, that's a lonely club. Just hopping, looking for brains. I'd make a bad zombie, though. I'm way too fickle an eater. I'd like chase somebody, they fall down a flight of stairs, and I'd spend the afternoon cutting out the bruises. Brains, oh. I'm gonna put down my notes because I can't even read my font. It's like wingdings. There's a blast from the past. I was reading today these 2 militiamen, his father and son, went on a killing spree. Woo. Yeah, woo! I'm gonna tell you, I don't know, that's a pretty close relationship with your dad. Like, I can't pee in the same room as my father. Not that you'd pee in a room. Come on, Dad, it's the fireplace. We're gonna go crazy. It takes, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's like your dad going, shoot the liquor store in the head. It's like, I'm doing that, Dad! Relationships! And of course they were shot to death, which brings two words to mind, awkward and funeral. You want to say anything? Pretty good. I think the authorities pretty much covered everything. Last 2 weeks, a bit of a fuck up for both of them. But I finally don't have roommates. Anybody heard of roommates? Oh, by the way, your wife. That's a roommate. You guys are wacky. That's a sitcom right there. I sit down to pee just to, feel it for her. Sympathetic peeing with Mo and Mary. I've had the weirdest roommates. I had one roommate, and this is like, and I feel like bad, like, it was a bad roommate. He was literally the most boring human being I've ever met in my life. And I'm not trying to be mean, but have you ever met anybody who, no matter what they say to you, literally don't absorb what they're saying? Like you can't, like they go, so I was at the park with Carol on Friday, and of course Ken and Steve came along, and they brought the kids, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, say it again? I was listening, I didn't hear that. Oh, I was just saying I went to the park with Carol and Steve the other day, and Steve and Ken brought the... You're not a friend, you're a white noise machine. You're a form of tranquilizer, Tiger. I hate to be there when he's drowning. Help, I'm taking on too much water and I'm inhaling the... He drowned silently. No, we got it on tape, it was loud, I told you heard it. And my next roommate, he did two things that really kind of ticked me off. One, he masturbated in the shower. Now, that may not sound like a problem, but New York, I don't know, the hot water heaters are kind of tiny, and so you run out of hot water. So I finally confronted him and I said, do you need to have rain hitting you in the face to ejaculate? Because I'm having cold showers because of this bizarre fetish. And he said yes. You win that round. Actually, he won 2 rounds. When we first moved in, he goes, I'm having a problem with the toilet. I go, oh, really? What's the problem with the toilet? He goes, well, the water level is too high. And I was like, what environmentalist? We should put one of those stoppers in, so it's not 5 gallons every time you flush, it's 3 gallons. He's like, no, the water in the bowl is too high. I'm like, for what? It's like, I find my dick hits the water. Yeah, there's a visual. So now I had not noticed this. Now maybe my penis is a little less sensitive than his and it likes cold water, but I did an experiment. I went to the bathroom and I was like, okay, let's dip her in. First thing I want to say is that my scrotum was way closer to drowning. And my penis had like the clearance of a good Bible. I saw this thing on the news. Marc Jacobs had these fake fur collars that were famous for being like the best fake fur collars on earth. They were super famous for being fake fur collars, and they found out that it was dog fur. Yeah, that's a that's a bit of a red flag, and you should have checked that. You figure somebody would have noticed. Of course, when you think about it, I mean, is there really anything easier to catch? I mean, you get a fox, this razor sharp teeth, a wolf, coyote, fuck that, beagle. That husky's too fast. That's why God invented poison frisbees. Here, boy. I miss you kind of already. I do accents. I do accents a lot of voiceover stuff, and I was going to show you how to do accents so you can impress your friends and family. I'm going to show you how to do accents. You guys don't have to care. I feel like I'm America's next top heroin addict. My name is Frank. Sometimes I eat a shit ton of cookies and then I sleep and shit. How do they call living in a separate locking entrance? Living with my parents. We'll show you how to do accents on that slight tangent. How do I stay single? My safety word is Dakota. I told the dominatrix that. She said, too many syllables. Oh, you're tough. Dakota! Oh, John, that's done. So, accents. So, in North America, like, I'm from Toronto, so I have my little boots and oots. But we speak in the middle of our mouths. So you take like a line right through your chubby cheeks, or your chubby line, right across your tongue. All our words are kind of formed right in the middle. So that's a neutral English accent. So a neutral English accent. So what you have to do is try to focus on your actual voice being in the middle of your mouth, and if you move it to like the back of your throat, that's Chicago, right? So they speak in the back of their throat. They pull all their words to the back of their throat. Minnesota, oh my God, that rock and roll band was incredible. We had some spicy sausage, and then we robbed the college. So you form all your words back here. It's terrible for phone sex. And I don't know if I trust a surgeon. We're gonna go in there and tinker with your brain. You take it off the back. If you take it off the back of your throat and you bring it up to your nose, that's an Aussie. So they speak off the back of their throat up to the nose, right? So you speak off the back of your throat up to your nose. In Australia, you want to see how the more nasal you get. So you sound like a total, an Aussie. So my friend's boyfriend was Australian, and this is a great word I use to be, if you want to sound like an Aussie. She had a headache, and he said, well, I recommend ibuprofen. If you take it off if you bounce it off the bottom of your throat, that's a New Zealander, that's a Kiwi. They're slightly different, they're down there, but it doesn't really matter. There's 4 million of them, there's like 12 million sheep, so they don't really bloody matter. So I don't worry about it. All the Scotsmen find their words in a very small space, they eat behind their teeth, which is where they roll their R's and stuff like that, right? And the Irish spit the words out in front of their mouth, so any words being fired about an inch in front of your mouth. So if you spit the words out firewood, you sound like an Irishman. So that's basically, there's a few accents for you, there you go. And I did a movie trailer for Alliance Atlantis once. I won't tell you the real one, but it was really funny because I noticed this crazy turn. So next time you watch a movie trailer, watch for any sort of dramatic, bizarre turn. So it was like, in a world without justice, in a world without pity, one man stood alone this summer. Will Ferrell's going back to school. But will he teach the kids, or will the kids teach him? Nothing's fine, I'm torn. Paramount Pictures presents a film about growing up. I'm all out of faith and moving on. Will Ferrell is substitute teacher. Thank you so much, guys. It's been so much fun.